Hi, I'm James the Light Guy, and today we're going to take a look at a couple of turn signal bulbs. Excuse the gloves, I injured myself earlier in the week, and I don't want to gross anyone out with the gore. The first bulb is a factory halogen type. We have a single tungsten filament with a 7440 bulb type. The next is the Live T LED. We featured this in a previous video. It also has a 7440 base. And the third one we're going to look at was provided by Endpage. These ones have a built-in resistor for anti-hyperflash. They're supposed to be 3 times brighter than a halogen bulb. They're easy to install with a non-polarity plug, CAN bus, and they have a 1-year warranty. Why don't we first take a look at the bulb? Now, like our Live T LED bulb, we have 6 chips per face, with a total of 4 faces, and nothing on top. We have a large heat sink, but the fins aren't very deeply cut, so you don't actually get a huge amount of surface area for heat dissipation off of this. Although that's not entirely necessary, as the computer inside recognizes when the bulb has been on for more than a couple seconds and automatically lowers the current to prevent this bulb from overheating. As you can see, it has a silicon rubber mounting flange here, and the 7440 plug at the end of a pigtail. I don't necessarily like these bulbs because you can't use the factory connector to install them in the housing, but they do connect in there. We'll get into that a little later. First, let's plug in the halogen bulb and see what we're up against here. Alright, we're going to run this at 14 volts. Try and keep these wires a little bit separated. Get the focus on there. Now, the halogen bulb works in both directions. Let's plug it in. It's kind of pretty. Let's slide this whole thing back and grab our light meter. Alright, at 6 inches away, which is our normal measuring distance, we are reading about 60 lumens. It's not bad for a halogen. We are square with the filament, so that's about max brightness. As you can see, there are no blind spots on a halogen bulb. However, they do get warm. Very warm, actually. Let's take that out and set it down on our silicon mat. Next, we'll take a look at the Live T. As you can see, it does illuminate in that direction, but does not in that one. And after a few seconds, it dims. So I'm going to disconnect the power from it. Push it back. Get this lined up where we can see it. And I'm actually going to have to hold this whole thing up high to block the view of the light, because when it illuminates, I can't read the meter. Can't get the connector. There it goes. Looks like we're about 470 at 6 inches. But again, this one has that smart connector or computer inside that dims it after a moment. Heat sinking on this isn't fantastic, but we know it's a turn signal. It's not on continuously. Last, we have this one. Let's take a quick look at it. We don't even need this connector. Plug it in this way. And if we connect this up here, we can see, oh, can we see? Let's get that focus right. That I can apply power in this direction, or rotate that 180 degrees as it knocks onto my hand, and also apply power in that direction. Once again, let's get our meter out. Square up with one of the LED faces. And at about 6 inches away, getting just over 500. Since we're all over the place, let's call that 500 even. So this one is slightly brighter than the Live T. Oh, and let's demonstrate that self-dimming feature. Takes an extra second over the Live T, but it does dim. And let's see what the current draw is on these. Let's take this off screen. Maybe make it easier to read the power meter. 1.9 amps. Let's switch this out for the Live T and our connector. Live T. Oops, bump the camera. Let's see if I plugged that in the correct direction. I did not. Flip that around. Just shy of 1.7 amps. And let's install the halogen bulb. And that one we can actually keep on screen. You can see it also draws about 1.9 amps. So considering the great disparity in brightness between these two, you can see why some people would definitely prefer the brighter LED if it's using the same power. But let's move this out of the way. And this. As I was saying about the silicon mounting, for some housings, it works out quite well. This particular housing I'm working on has a large opening for the turn signal bulb, and this can get inserted, and with some force and a little twisting, it will securely lock in, and it looks pretty decent. and then getting it back out just takes a little bit of effort. However, on another assembly, like this one here, the turn signal opening is much smaller. So it actually, let's see if I can get a better view. It can't go in far enough. Bump the camera. It can't go in far enough to grab onto anything and just falls back out. In this particular case, using the factory connector would make things much easier. But, all in all, this is a very nice bulb. It's fairly inexpensive, and I can highly recommend it if you have the clearance to use this mounter. If you liked the video, consider hitting that like button. If you have any comments or questions, leave them down below. Consider subscribing for more content, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.